Hey everybody, my name's Genevieve. I am the Community Outreach Director for Garden City Harvest, and I am here live at the Youth Farm with my farmer friends Sam and Mark, who team up together to run this farm and make some pretty amazing food happen in the soil here. So, with no further ado, this is the Youth Farm, quick scan. And I'm going to flip it around so you can see these guys. Hi, Sam and Mark.
Hi.
Hey. So Mark's been with us for 4 years, and he's been working here at the site. And Sam just joined the Youth Farm. She worked over at River Road before this. And I'll let Mark do a little more introduction.
Yeah, like Genevieve said, this is Samantha Cipher. She'll be joining us this year as the farm field manager. She's been with Garden City Harvest for a few growing seasons now, and we're really excited to have her bring all of her knowledge and skills to the table this year.
Cool. So good to have you, Sam.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
So what are you guys standing in front of right now?
This is a mural that was painted, I think, 2 seasons ago with some of our youth employees and youth volunteers with the help of a woman that went on to become one of our CSA customers who's also an art teacher in town.
So cool. I love that it's both an art project with a teacher and that the students really made it happen. Not the students, the youth here.
Absolutely.
And tell us a little bit about the partnership with Youth Homes.
Yeah, so this farm differs from all the other Garden City Harvest farms in that it's a closed campus. We serve specifically teens that are in residence in Youth Homes, therapeutic group homes. So they'll either come out as volunteers as part of their day program, or they'll be part of our employee crew that'll work with us throughout the season to help us grow all the food, run our CSA, take our mobile market out into the community.
Cool.
Yeah.
I just want to say hi to Amy and Mo who are watching. It's so good to have you. Anyone who's there can always give us a little wave, make us feel good. So what will this farm look like in a month?
So in a month, hopefully it'll be dry enough to get the tractor out here and start working the soil a little bit. We'll harrow our fields, which is like a big rake to tear up anything, any weeds continuing to grow from last year, and then we'll start spading probably a few beds in about a month and direct seeding some early crops like carrots and beets and spinach and peas.
Cool. And what would you sorry, I totally had a great question and then it just went away. So I'm going to go back to my list. Where does the food go when you grow it?
It's a great question. Yeah, several different places. So obviously our CSA is a big part of it. We also donate food to all the different youth homes in town and several different family service agencies, the Carol Graham Home, the Missoula Recovery Center, sometimes the Poverello, sometimes the food bank, and then we also have our mobile market that we start about in the middle of summer, and we'll take produce to different senior living facilities as well as the Missoula Urban Indian Health Center.
Cool. And where are we right now in town? Because we're in Missoula, Montana, obviously.
Yeah.
But
So we're just west of Reserve Street on Central Avenue, kind of behind the middle
is it
school.
CS Porter?
CS Porter,
Mhm.
yeah.
Cool. And who grows the food? You guys kind of covered that already.
Yeah, so our kind of Garden City Harvest employee base is Mark and I, so I'm the farm manager, Mark's the youth manager. Then we'll have our youth crew of kids that we employ, and then we'll also have an apprentice from the university this year who's going to work part-time with us named Kyle. So he'll start in May, sort of when we start to get the youth kids, and then and then the day program, Youth Homes.
Cool. Very cool. So do you want to give us a little bit of a tour? What are we looking at here?
Sure. So this roughly 2 acres is going to be our field growing space. There's some raspberries in the foreground here in our orchard, which we're about to prune in the next couple of weeks. And then at our farm we have some nice infrastructure. We have our coal barn here that the mural is painted on.
Show you guys. There's a tractor in there. Essential to garden or to farming.
It's important. And we should say that all of these buildings were either originally part of the property or they were built from reclaimed wood and materials that were already on the property.
Cool. Yeah, and you can hear dogs barking. There were turkeys before, but we're definitely in the middle of a neighborhood, so as all of our farms are. And what is this? This is like a little kitchen, right? What happens
we have
here?
our cooler space here. for
Cooler space.
Vegetable storage. And I'll let you talk about kitchen.
Sure. Yeah, this is our outdoor kitchen space and eating space. One of my favorite parts about our summer program is every day, usually around 11 or so, a small crew led by staff, but mostly youth will come over here and we'll start to prepare a meal for everybody that's out here working, predominantly based off of all the food that we have currently in production. And then we all sit down and share the meal together. So it's a great way to learn cooking skills and also just sort of build our little community here.
Yeah. That's awesome. I always love this part. It seems like the youth here really learn how these life skills of cooking for future, when they're living on their own and not with a parent or some kind of guardian. Yeah, cool. Okay, I have a few more questions for you guys before we end this.
Fire away.
You guys tell me about what you think of when I ask about a wonderful moment or a special moment at the farm.
Yeah, for me specifically, again, I'll go back to the meals that we share every day. I think it's just a really wonderful way to tie together all the work that we're doing out here. It's always hard-earned, we spend the morning doing farm work and working to grow this food, and then being able to sit down and share it, to prepare it, with intention together, and then share it together and just get to know each other better is probably my favorite part.
Yeah, I think the community aspect really rings true for most of us that work for Garden City Harvest. I think it's kind of why we do what we do, and so I think a lot of times it's just working in the field with people who wouldn't normally find themselves in the same space, and watching them connect over food and share recipes and then take home their food at the end of the day.
Awesome. That was really great. So what's it like to work with these youth, and how do they change over the season?
Yeah, it's hard to put into words, honestly. It's the changes that they undergo, I would say, are pretty profound, and it's incredibly meaningful work. Most of the kids will start out uninterested and maybe a little dubious, and by the end of the season they're engaged and efficient and oftentimes proficient in the work that we're doing out here. They feel connected to the larger Missoula community through the mobile market and through our CSA. And just the bonds that we build through the work that we're doing. It's hard to put into words.
Where are the kids? Like, how do they come to find out? What are their backgrounds?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, all the teens that we serve are in residence, in foster care through youth homes, and how they end up there, it varies depending on their cases, but they'll find their way here through either their day program, depending on what youth home they're in, or as part of our employee crew.
Great.
Yeah.
And you mentioned CSA. What is a CSA? And how does it run here?
So CSA is Community Supported Agriculture. So it's the idea that people are buying into our farm, taking some of the risk with us, and then as a reward getting a share of our farm for the season. So it's a weekly pickup.
I'm going to come a little bit closer because
Yeah.
someone's saying,
In
you
here.
need to talk louder.
So it's a
Big fan.
weekly subscription to our food. So it runs from about mid-June to October. And you come pick up a share of food every week.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so how does this run in here? Like, help us visualize a pickup and how this helps the youth learn some skills.
Well, you're in a great position to show, because this is literally where you'll walk in, and we'll have all of our produce set up here on the tables and on the benches, displayed beautifully, and then one of us, either Sam or myself or one of our youth employees, will walk you through how to pick up your vegetables and maybe give you anecdotes on how they've prepared them during the week and share different recipes. It's a big part of teaching our kids social skills very generally, and then customer service skills More specifically, we put on workshops so that they feel more comfortable and have ideas on how to improve their customer service skills.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So the CSA members, you'd say, have a big role in
Absolutely.
helping change these guys' lives.
I would say so, yeah, and especially, again, to further that mission of having them feel more plugged into the larger Missoula community.
Cool. And give us a thumbs up if this is loud enough. Hopefully you guys can hear us okay. Let's see. So why do we say we have this saying now about our CSA? Why? Looks, we got a thumbs up, so that's good. Why do we say we CSA outside of the box?
I think what's really special about our CSA is our members get to come out to the farm every week. So they get to see the space in which their food is grown. They get to see our growing practices. You know, it's total transparency, as well as just getting to meet Mark and I and the kids and their fellow CSA members. And also, when you come, your food isn't prepared for you in a box. You have to go through a line and pick it up. You're welcome to cut flowers from anywhere on the farm. It's really more than just a food subscription. It's about the experience of coming out to the farm and being part of your farm community, meeting your fellow CSA members.
I've heard from lots of CSA members that one of their favorite things is cutting those flowers and just having that moment of zen, you know, in the farm fields. Cool. Well, I think I have one more question for you guys. What is your favorite thing about your job? I want you both to answer.
Wow, that's a tough
Why
one.
do you like working here? What
What
inspires you?
That's a hard question to answer because I love a lot of things about this job. You know, just from the basics of the work itself, being outside, being in the dirt. But I would have to say very specifically, working with the youth that we work with here, and just trying to share experiences with them and share skills, try to prepare them for the world that they're about to enter a little bit, and just to develop relationships in a meaningful way. I think that would definitely have to be broadly my favorite part of this job.
Very cool. How about you, Sam?
Yeah, it's tough. Like Mark said, there's a lot of things. I really like the physicality of farming. I like feeling in touch with the outside world, and getting to work outside every day is really special. I really love our Garden City Harvest culture, our work community. Working with the youth is pretty new for me this year. The last 2 years I've spent at River Road, and the year before up at the Pease Farm. So working with the at-risk youth is a new part of it for me, which I'm predicting that I'm really going to enjoy. But yeah, I think the social aspect of it and the physicality of working outside.
Very cool. And is there anything that I missed that you guys want to make sure you cover?
I don't know. Can you think of
Not
anything?
really. No, it feels good to be outside.
Yeah.
It feels great that it's spring. Yeah.
It's almost salad season.
Yeah.
close.
Yep.
Well, you guys, I want to make sure you know there's still CSAs available here at this farm and many of our other ones. So if you are interested in a CSA, go to gardencityharvest.org and sign on up. And thank you so much for joining us today.